Hello everyone and welcome to a new episode of the UIM Completionist. The current goal is 1 billion GP to fund 200 mil fleshing, and I currently have 291 million, and the goal for today's episode is to clean up as much of this junk as possible, hopefully turning into gold in preparation to fight Phantom Muspah, which will generate even more gold, so it's gold all the way down, and I hope you'll enjoy. Went ahead and completed 2 master clues that I had, one in the inventory and one at Watson, and if this is how our inventory for Muspah is supposed to look like, we need to do some major cleaning. I have everything on me right now, so I plan to keep a lot of different supplies from Muspah. I want to keep Venator shards, cannonballs, runite ore, molten glass, water orbs, toad flax, and ancient essence. That is a lot of space that we need. And instead of clearing it out at the end of previous episode, I started collecting those stupid Kolquat fruits. But I will not be dropping them. So we need to make space from some other places. And the first thing I think would be great to clear out is those brimstone keys. That will just add to all the stacks and then we can start the cleaning. And here we are at the brimstone chest. I already opened it 1100 times and I have 3 out of 5 Dusk Mystic pieces. We just need the top and the bottoms. So I will not bore you with any montages, I'll just get into the opening and I'll see you either at the end or, hopefully, if we get something new. And the last one, sadly no uniques, but a good bit of loot nonetheless. So when it comes to all the loot, I alked the runite items and I will be dropping the pure essence and the palm tree seeds. When it comes to the stuff at the top, I will be keeping everything. Either I already have stacks for these, or I would start new stacks with Muspah. For example, Muspah drops runite ore, so I might as well just keep it now. It might feel a little counterintuitive, because I'm supposed to get rid of stuff, not keep more, but sometimes you need to keep more stuff in order to get rid of it later. And then all of the stuff here at the bottom I will be using up now, starting with iron ore and coal. I have no efficient way of using them, so I will be just selling them here at the blast furnace shop for some very minor GP gains. These arrows and darts that I made are gonna land in the alts inventory as well, together with those dragon fruit saplings that I made, but I planted all of them and I have more. And I will plant those toadstools in a second, and as for those fish, I will do that tomorrow because I'm too tired now. That's like 150k cooking XP, and that will be all. Last episode, whenever I needed to AFK, I went to either Daganovs or Gargoyles, and from Gargoyles I have a lot of different bars. So I will be using gold and mithril bars later, but for now I want to use up these steel bars. Muspah drops cannonballs, so we will be turning all of those into cannonballs as well. And back in the day, when I was doing the Giant's Foundry collection log, I purposefully left 2000 points here at the shop, so let's buy the double ammo mold. That will be a new collection log slot, together with finally green logging. Where is it, minigames? Giant's Foundry. Yes, it was technically green logged a long time ago because I had this waiting for me in the shop. This will speed up making cannonballs, using up 2 bars at the same time, so we will be making 8 cannonballs per action. Sadly, it doesn't double the amount of cannonballs you get, just speeds it up. All of the cannonballs smelted, all of the mithril plate bodies created, and I was about to drop my double ammo mold because we're done with the steel bars, but I read on the wiki that you can actually sell it back to the shop for a little bit of a refund. So in case in the future we will get some more steel bars, might as well sell it back. 1600, so now we have 1613 points. And I will just have to create a few more swords in the future if I want to get the mold back, so that is very cool. And to get on with the further cleaning, I will need an Hespori again, so I can clear my inventory a little bit. And that is because I will be digging into my ruby stack. I stacked all of these rubies together with diamonds because I wanted to get a crafting record one day. But nowadays, with Desert Treasure 2 bosses dropping so many gems, there is really no point in doing a record with something else other than pure diamonds. So we might as well just use up the rubies. And I spent a lot of time last episode camping gargoyles, as I said already. And one of the primary reasons was because they are like one of the two sources of getting noted gold bars in good quantities, the other one being eclectic implings. Turns out it's really hard to actually get gold bars when you need them. Everything just drops gold ore. So I will be making ruby bracelets. This will be about 3 million coins in total. And this will be pretty tedious, and it's also quite stupid to do, but I wanted to give my rubies a proper send-off. This is not efficient by any means, but just I've been hanging onto them for so long, I cannot just cut and drop them. But as you can see, we don't have enough gold bars for everything, so the last 4,000-ish rubies I will be cutting and selling to Arnold Lidspor. Yeah, but for now, let's make the bracelets. I'm close to being done with this, and I almost forgot to show you how the method works. I gotta say, it's quite unpleasant to do, and it's a little bit of a tedious grind. I unknowed 10 rubies, my inventory was a little cleaner, and then I caught a crystal imp with runner seeds that I don't want to drop, so it's a little dirtier, and we can make 10 bracelets at a time. After I cut the rubies, I smelt the bracelets here at the furnace, and after I make 10, I run to the bank and unnode 10 gold bars. The space that frees up here will make exactly 10 gold bars. And then I have to alch all the ruby bracelets, that is the tedious part. And then with the space that I get from the 10 alched ruby bracelets, I unnode my 10 rubies and start again. So when it comes to the rest of the rubies, the original plan was to sell them to Arnold because he acts as both a general store and as a bank, so we can easily just unnode a bunch of items in bulk and then sell them. But this NPC Glenda might be a good alternative because she buys gems, she runs a gem shop, and she might actually buy them for a pretty decent price, and she's quite close to a bank. Let me actually drop my cash stack for a second so we can see these 22, I think, rubies will be close to 13,000 coins. So that is actually quite good. The issue is, if we hop to another world, because now she has quite a high stock and she will pay less and less for each ruby. If we hop to another world, let's pick world 304 because I just checked it beforehand to prove my point. Some people are selling gems to her already, and she already has some in stock, so it might be a little harder to find empty worlds, and I might end up using Arnold in the end. But if I find some empty worlds at Glenda, I will utilize her services. Continuing with the trend of getting rid of stuff, I would like to get rid of the Serp. It overstayed welcome by a large margin, and I don't plan to do any Zolra soon. So the only place that I can imagine I could use a Serpentine helmet is at Vorkath. And after the quest I didn't do any, so we are going for just 50 kills, and after that I will get the head, and that's it for me. Then we can drop the Serp, but until then I hope we can do it. I've read on the wiki about the strategies and it doesn't seem too hard, but that may be just famous last words. Okay, a couple first attempts were pretty scuffed, but the beast is slain. I should get a whole slew of combat achievements. Or none. I guess it went worse than I expected. Anyways, I got a kill, everything's okay. There we go, this should be for melee-only weapons Vorkath. Yeah, previously I was using the Slayer staff to get rid of the... You know what I mean, the zombified spawn. Now I just cast it manually once and it was all good. Okay, small tangent time, but bear with me please. I changed my RAM in my laptop like years ago, and ever since that point it had a very weird issue where I couldn't record RuneLite as a game anymore. I could only record it as a window. If I tried to record it as a game, the RuneLite would crash. And I tried to debug it for quite a long time and then I gave up. And that was like, as I said, years ago. And recording it as a window gave me this really cool black border effect that I now like, so I would prefer to keep it that way now. But one thing that was bothering me in all of my older videos up to this point for however many episodes was, since my name is preceding the little tail from the G letter was visible in the border somewhere here. I'm gonna show a whatever clip from past episodes on the screen right now so you can see what I mean. And today, RuneLite pushed an update that changes the font and moves it a little up, I think, and it's no longer visible. It was this tiniest thing that was bothering me, this little small white dot, and now it's gone. Thank you, RuneLite. Okay, turns out we don't need to go to 50 KC. Here's Vorkath's head at 36, a new collection log slot as well. And yeah, I kind of started enjoying this boss, but then again, I wasn't picking up pretty much any drops because we were only here for so long. So yeah, done with Vorkath. Actually, very tedious to learn. First 10 KC were kind of rough, and then it was quite enjoyable. Let's use the head on our maxcape, and now our ammo saving effect goes from 72% to 80%. I mainly use Bofa as my ranged weapon, so this will have no effect whatsoever, but for the rare moments where I'll be using Blowpipe, this will be very useful. Okay, time for a rapid change of plans. I want to work passively on getting elite combat achievements, and the goal for today's episode was to complete all of the easy CAs because I have like 8 tasks left, and that's something that should take no time at all. And one of the tasks that there is in the easy tier that I don't have completed is King Black Dragon Novice, 10 KBD kills, and since I want to go to KBD for that, I will probably want to stay and do as many KBD combat achievements as possible. So if I want to stay in the KBD lair as long as possible, I want extended super anti-fire potions. And to get them, I need lava shards, I think that's what the item is called. And to get those, I can either kill lava dragons in the wilderness, or I can fish up infernal eels. So wilderness is silly, I would like to do it in a non-wilderness way, so infernal eels it is. So what do you need to fish infernal eels? You need an oily fishing rod. So I'm gathering materials to make blemish oil right now, but I don't want to do this every single time I need an oily fishing rod. Granted, that never happened before, so maybe I am over preparing, but I noticed that there is an option to store an oily rod in my magic wardrobe, and that is by getting a fishing rod from Aerial Fishing. Let me check for rod. And then using the oil on that, and then we have a storable oily pearl fishing rod. Is that a good use of my time? Probably not, because I don't suspect myself using the oily rod often, and we already got the collection log slot for that. But I want to do that, so I will. Aerial fishing, still the most tedious piece of content in the game, but I got the 100 mulch pearls needed. Let's buy the pearl fishing rod and let's go oil it up. To make blemish oil, we have to use pestle and mortar on a snail to get the blemish snail slime, then make a Harlander unfinished potion and mix those two together, and now we have the blemish oil that we can not drink but instead use on our fishing rod, and now we have the oily pearl fishing rod. We also got 80 herblore experience for making it. This is unironically quite a good herblore training method in RuneScape Classic. I'm gonna be very brief because the timer is already ticking, but I am going to KBD right now and all of the combat tasks can be done relatively easily. The longest one is for 25 KC. There is also one for doing 10 KC in a private instance, that's why I brought some GP. And I decided to bring one less food just so I can hide my anti-dragon shield. Lastly, the best weapon to kill KBD would be a Dragon Hunter Lance, but after some deliberation I decided I will not be risking it. I'd rather just bring a Charis Partisan, and that was like a 40% DPS loss, which hurts a lot. But if we don't get all of the tasks in one go, then I guess we can make another trip, although I would much rather not have to do that. Lastly, I've decided to bring the Serp. This, well, since we planned to drop it anyways, this is a good solution since it gives me a bit of a strength bonus and it also helps with the poison that KBD would otherwise inflict. Now I don't have to bring anti-fire potions, not anti-fire, anti-poison. I'm stressed. Alright, we made it safely to KBD and I made the private instance. Now, where's the boss? I guess we have to wait 16 seconds for it to spawn. Now, we just need to get it down a few times. Turns out Serp was a great choice because like half of my DPS, and I'm not even kidding, comes from the Venom. And here's a bunch of tasks for killing KBD with a stab weapon and with using anti-fire potion and an anti-fire shield. And yeah, I'm sure we can get 10 in one trip. Not sure about 25. Okay, turns out I was dead wrong and we barely managed to get 3 KC. Also, the Claw Clipper CA, I was sure I'll get it on the first one. It's just for killing KBD with melee protect active and I just turned it off automatically, so yeah. 3 KC. I said we are finishing the easy tier and I believe one of the tasks in easy tier, let me see, is 10 KC, so I guess that means we have to come back. Sadly, it looks like without bringing Dragon Hunter Lance, there is no way to get 10 kills in an instance without leaving for me, which is a little sad because I don't want to risk that. And also, I don't think there's a way to protect from the constant chip damage you get. Time for trip number 2, and having calmed down a little, I did a bit of research and turns out the task is actually very doable. All you need to do is just bring a bit of brews. I didn't think about that, but it's not something that I'm willing to do right now simply because it would require a bit of rebagging shenanigans and I would much rather just focus on finishing the easy combat achievements tier and move on. That should be KC number 10 together with the combat achievement, and I'm gonna get out of here since my dev pile is soon to run out. To be honest, this is harder than I expected from easy tier. Like King Black Dragon, it's not hard mechanically, but you just constantly get damaged and it's, well, compare it to what other stuff we have in the easy tier like Obor and Kill a Greater Demon and whatever else, Temporos. I think it's time to say goodbye to our dear Serpentine helm. I think I used it everywhere I could, and I could keep it longer, but sometimes we just need to get rid of the item. Let's dismantle it for 20k scales. And there we go. I no longer have a Serp. Going back to Zalra will be a little bit of a pain, but I'm glad to have freed one inventory space. And I'm here because we're gonna continue our easy combat tier. But I just noticed that I don't even have Hard Falador Diary. Thankfully, I just need one task for it, the crest. So let me quickly change it to the Saradomin symbol. Here is the Saradomin. And that is the last task of the Hard Falador Diary completed. Now we have the Mole Locator, because the first boss we will be going to is indeed the Giant Mole. Oh, lastly, Mystery Box. Great. 10 KC at Mole. There is another task for 25, but we will probably need to do a lot of Mole in the future, so I'll just passively get it then. Next boss on our list is the Ranged Archaeologist, the same that killed a friend, RIP. And I need to kill it 25 times, but I didn't kill it even once. And apparently I need to jump on those rubber cap mushrooms because I still don't have the mush tree unlock. And this will hurt a lot. Yeah, 48. But now I can unlock the magic mush tree. Finally, we have every single one. And I'll go back to POH and heal up and come back. According to the legendary Lone Gym Rat, this is the best boss to kill for crystal keys, so in the future I will most likely come here and camp this, because there is no other efficient way to gather crystal keys on a UIM. But for now, we have to kill 10 of these for an easy combat achievement, And there is another one for 25, and I think I'll just sit here and kill 25 of those. And there we go, 25. Doing hard diary for the mole task reminded me that I still don't have elite and I only needed 2 tasks, so as a little intermission I decided to come here and do a little genocide of Black Knights, and that is a rank up for White Knight Master. So the last task that I have is just to use a Cape of Accomplishment in Falador, but Max Cape doesn't count, so I will quickly grab a whatever cape. Let's go to Falador. Also, look at how amazing this outfit looks. It's so rare that I can make both a functional and good-looking outfit on a UIM. I just really wanted to share. Just gonna quickly make sure that the max cape mode doesn't count. Seems like it doesn't. They didn't change it. So let's quickly wear our construction cape. Perform the skill cape emote. Does it count after it ends? Yes, there we go. Elite Falador Diary completed. Just got the diary rewards, and the only thing I have to say about them is that the Falador Shield 4 looks way worse than Falador Shield 3. Killing this hill giant here should be another task into the Den of Giants, and the only combat tasks we have left in the easy tier all revolve around Obor. So I think I will be stacking some keys so we can work on the collection log as well, because I don't have the Obor club in here, but I won't be camping hill giants in the den. I will be camping them in the catacombs. We can get the totem pieces at den as well, but in the catacombs it's multi, so it will be a little more convenient. I will try to do the beginner clue scrolls as well. I'm not sure if I will do every single one, but I'll try. I also have a bunch of ecto tokens, so we will have good passive prayer gains. And what I think 120 keys sounds good. Today is tomorrow, relatively speaking, and Jagex just added new tasks to the easy CAs. These are for Scurious, so I gotta go and learn this boss, although I hope it won't take long. And we have to get the spine to create a rat weapon, because that's required for one of the tasks. So yeah, I guess we will stay here and get at least 1 collection log slot. That is 1 KC at Scurious completed, and we got the spine, so that was probably the fastest collection log slot I've ever gotten. Shame we had to get spooned here, but well, not shame, I am glad. Let's go. Let's buy a U short bow and make it into the bone short bow. I thought it's gonna be called a rat bow for some reason. We need the bow for one of the CAs, and we also need to kill 6 giant rats under 3 seconds, and the rat weapons have no cooldown when used against the giant rats. They have no cooldown when used against giant rats that Scurious summons, so I thought the bow would be the best to just tag them really quickly. And that's 10 KC at Scurious, which means all of the tasks are now completed. Really enjoyable little distraction. I can see myself coming back here in the future for the pet. This was supposed to be a quick video preparing for Muspah. I don't know why I said 120 keys, but here we are. This took over 2 weeks. I'm really glad to be done now. We need to get all the Obor combat achievements and hopefully the club, and then I'll be done with that place. Hunting giants is very click intensive, so when I was at work I decided to give shooting stars a shot. I scouted every single one myself, and we got some stardust, enough actually to buy this celestial ring for 1 collection log slot, and I will be instantly dropping it. It's not tradable, I cannot give it to my alt, and 4 star fragments to recolor our entire prospector outfit. And since I have the totems, might as well complete the CA for killing Scotiza with a Chinchompa explosion, 5 points closer to the elite. Look at this Chad. It feels so good to walk up to Obor in gear that I smithed completely myself. But here is a catch. I'm about to do the combat achievement for doing Obor in a free-to-play world, and I have stuff in my dev bank. It's not stuff that I really care about, but I also have stuff in my looting bag, and my looting bag is not really functional in a free-to-play world, so I have no idea what happens to the contents. So I'm really stressed out about this. Hopefully they just fall outside the gate as members objects and I can hop to a members world. I really hope I'm not gonna regret this big time. But here we go. Oh, and I also don't have a teleport out, so let's hope these 5 swordfishes will carry me. Okay, we're good. Phew. When I was doing Obor on my free-to-play UIM, I didn't have to eat any food in general, so this time I only ate one to be safe, and these are a few combat achievements for my first Obor KC, fighting Obor in a free-to-play world, and we also didn't get knocked back, so yay! Killing Obor while he's immobilized, and no damage taken of prayer. Actually, no damage taken at all. I lied to you. I actually didn't get the task for killing him while immobilized, so let's try that again. There we go, that should be it. So Sleeping Giant obtained, and that is, if I'm not mistaken, yes, our last CA for full easy tier completed. No need to clap, I know, fantastic accomplishment. And that's 5 Obor KC, which is the last combat task we actually can get from him, so from now on the only thing I want is the club. All the keys used up, 126 KC, and we did not get the club, so I will be coming back here in the future. Hopefully we'll get some collection log slots from those beginners here, but I will be opening them tomorrow since it's really late now. 5 seconds for you, 20 hours for me. Today is tomorrow and we can finally open the beginner clues. If we check the log, I need just 2 items, mole slippers and the Zamorak Rune Scimitar ornament kit. So I don't think there's any point in showing you other stuff. Let's just go straight for those 2 collection logs. Nice, mole slippers. Just started, by the way. By many regarded as one of the best beginner uniques. I don't want to be cancelled, but I don't think they're that special. When I opened beginners on my free-to-play UIM, I would sell everything to a shop, and it was like 100k in all of the garbage from like 600 clues. So this time I will only sell the staves, because you see that's like 7k. And just if you're curious, this is what Zav's first floor looks like. There we go, Zamorak ornament kit for the scimitar. I was getting a little on edge since we got 4 others in this opening. But, well, I think we're done with beginners. And I completely skipped over the fact that we passed 600 some like 120 clues ago. And we have the Explorer emote. Very nice. So I think I'm just gonna spam open these 79 real quick. Let's see if we can spam the CC with anything. I think the only thing that shows in the CC now is the mole slippers. Back in the day you could do quite a nice spam, but nowadays, alas, we got 3 shoulder parrots. That's nice. Let me quickly pick this up. Shoulder parrots. What else is my... Ooh! Another Zamorak ornament kit. Demon feet. Ooh, there's actually more than I thought. Emote unlocked, beginners green logged, and we're gonna spend half of our hard-earned coins that we got by selling the staves and the steel plate bodies to buy a rune scimitar. And we're gonna make it a Zamorak one, and now we can store everything in my POH, and that will be the entire treasure chest for beginners also filled up. Very nice, 12 out of 12, looking clean. I dropped all of the dupes to my alt, I'll throw the screenshot up, it's like 3 mil worth, and now we don't have too many things left to do before commencing Muspah. One of the things I wanted to clear out is those fire orbs, so I will be digging into the battle staff stack and using up 720 of those, and we need to use up those fire orbs because Muspah drops water orbs, and we need that space to be taken up by those. This should be last of the battle staves made, and now I'm looking at the master plan on the side, which is just a TXT of all the stuff that I wanted to do before Muspah. And it looks like I only have one thing left to clear out after I alch all of these fire battle staves, and that is to use up the dwarf weed. Muspah drops dwarf weeds, but very, very rarely, so I don't plan on picking any of them up, and using up the dwarf weeds will both give us some ranging potions so we can use them at the boss, and free up a slot for Toad Flax, which Muspah drops a lot of. 1 hour later at the UIM tile in the Grand Exchange, and we are done with our dwarf weed potions soon. So I think the prep can now be officially declared finished, and I will be wrapping up the video here. We will be starting the next one with completing Secrets of the North, and then it's straight Muspah until we have enough water orbs to use up all of those battle staffs over here, and that's gonna be a lot. So sincerely thank you for watching, hopefully you enjoyed, hope you had a fantastic day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye. Oh, and we made 17 mil this video. Okay, bye.